Sorry about that, y'all. I had to hop off real quick. But I still wanted to continue part 1 and part 2 of this live, because I started going into life coaching versus actually going into predictive messages. It's a habit. Anyways, to recap part one, I was just talking about low self-esteem and high self-esteem, how some people have a low drive to live and a higher drive to live, and how low self-esteem literally plays a part on the quality of life that you live. When you have low self-esteem, it is hard for you to be able to have all these goals and dreams come into fruition when you don't have the drive in yourself to be able to put yourself out there, when you don't have the love for self to be able to pick yourself up if you feel like you experience rejection or defeation. Is defeation a word? If you experience rejection or be in defeat. So just recapping part 1 before I continue to pull cards in part 2. The last thing I said is, what are you willing to sacrifice? What is feeding your low self-esteem? What is feeding your insecurities? And what is holding you back? Because that's the very thing you need to sacrifice to fall in love with yourself. And I'm here to tell you right now, whatever it is you sacrifice, it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Like I said in the last live, I talked about how weed makes me insecure. Weed, sometimes it can make you paranoid or whatever like that. Well, weed feeds my anxiety, and at one point in time, it was feeding my low self-esteem. I sacrificed it. But of course, sacrificing it doesn't mean the moment you give it up, you feel good. Now you need to go through the process of that challenge of living without it. This could be a validation for some of my clients. This could, my female clients, this could be male attention. My male clients, this could be female attention. There's just something in your energy that you guys need, or it's a mindset or conditioning that you guys have that you need to be able to rewire, so you could be able to be a little bit more focused on self and not the outside world and what they may think of you. People are going to talk shit about you regardless, whether if you do good or whether if you do bad. And then, of course, as soon as I start to get hungry. All right, let's get ready to pull some more cards, though. What else does the collective need to know, ancestors? So I do see that some of you guys could be feeling like your money is being blocked, or some of you guys are experiencing money blockages right now. It doesn't necessarily have to be money blockages. Like I mentioned before, you guys have roads that are getting ready to open up for you. But at one point in time, these roads may have felt like it was taking too long to open for you. Maybe you guys felt like you were never going to be able to reach some type of level. Or maybe you felt like you were just sitting in some type of pain, suffering, poverty, or defeat, rejection for too long that you found yourself becoming hopeless. But where's the fucking card I just pulled? Going back to this money blockages, your finances could be blocked by the company you're choosing to keep right now. And I see that the ancestors are telling you, this goes back to, what are you willing to sacrifice to undo this blockages? Are you around a whole bunch of people who do not view life the same as you? Are you around goal-driven people, or are you around pocket watchers? Are you around people who are big on team building, or are you around people who have the crabs in the barrel mentality? Because again, there's a saying, show me who your friends are and I'll show you your future. You guys are in magnetic energy. We are being put in magnetic energy. But with this magnetic energy that we're in, it's going to be up to us to use our discernment and open our heart. There's trustworthy support here. Become open to receiving love. Trust yourself, heal from past betrayals, and open your heart. Do not let the past keep your heart closed. Do not allow the past to define your future. Again, trust issues is an illusion. There's good people and bad people out here. You have to use your past experiences. You have to use your discernment to be able to determine who is good for you and who is not. You don't want to be loving the good people and dismissing the bad people. Or you don't want to put every single person you come across in a bad person category. I hope or wish there was a way for me to... I wish there was a way for me to be able to put my videos as part 1 and part 2. I might upload these on YouTube. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. I do see through your mistakes, you are still being blessed. Give yourself a little bit of grace, because you already experienced the grace of God, the grace of the Most High. So your past behavior. Some of you guys could experience lashing out. Again, maybe you were overindulging and drinking and smoking. Maybe you were hypersexual. You were just, you know, objectifying people, whether male or female. There's just possibly a lot of things in your past that you're doing that you're now waking up to and realizing this is not going to serve you or your future. And some of you guys may be carrying some type of shame. Some of you guys are carrying some type of guilt. This could either be mom guilt as well if you feel like you were working too much and you couldn't be around your kids. Whatever the case is, I see in the month of June, some of you guys are going to need to make peace with your past and make peace with the past decisions that you made, with the understanding there's absolutely nothing you could do to go in the past and rectify your wrongs, but you could do everything right now to change your future, to make sure you don't repeat those cycles. Regardless, you've been given grace, and I see your past mistakes are not going to dictate or define the blessings that are getting ready to come your way. I see that there's some people here who are looking at you as their savior. Somebody wants your help. Somebody needs some type of help from you. And I don't know if this is like financial help, assistance. I don't know. But someone's seeking some type of help from you. Hold on. I am. Ooh, never mind. I was about to say something. The ancestors choked me up, so I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to do it and show y'all. Anyways, moving on, I see that the ancestors want you guys to know you have more support, more love, and more allies than you will ever have enemies. Because of this, again, learn how to embrace being envied, man. Don't allow envy to keep you in a house. I do see, again, focus on your own journey right now. At one point in time, I said your finances are being blocked due to the company you're choosing to keep. As you guys start to clear your energy from some of the people you so-called your friends, homies, or whatever the case is, you guys are going to start to notice this windfall of cash come in. I see money's coming in. I see for the month of June collectively, it's going to be very abundant months. But it's like what you do with your abundance is going to dictate your how far you go with this. If you're just splurging, you're overextending yourself, you're lending money out when this money that's coming your way is meant for you, your foundation, and your garden, then you're going to put yourself in another money blockage situation. Because if the Most High wanted to bless them, they will. You could be a blessing in other people's lives, but know the difference from being a blessing and being an enabler. Nonetheless, I do see that some of you guys at one point in time were in, you had your head in the clouds. If this isn't you, this is definitely somebody else. This is not you. This is other people. These are exes, flings. These are family members. These are elders, parents, grandparents. Whoever these people are, someone has a very delusional or tainted perception of who you are. If this is elders, someone still doesn't want to acknowledge the man or woman you have become. Some of you guys have already blocked a lot of people off. You could have blocked off your family members. Again, exes. And it's like this person is like, someone's going to try to love bomb you. There's like an arrogant apology here, but this apology is very insincere. And if you guys choose not to accept this apology, someone's going to try to attempt to create some type of imbalance or chaos in your life. Be mindful of this right now. Of course, it is completely up to you if you're ready to accept someone's apology. But also, do not internalize the actions of another person. If someone's going out their way to kind of create chaos in your life, don't take it personal. Just know that this person can't accept your growth. They can't accept your success. For you, on the other hand, the next card out is on the rise. And on the rise, it's just talking about you guys are coming into a higher potential. You guys have gained stronger discernment. Lessons are being learned and overflow blessings. Next card out is for the greater good. The necessary lessons that you went through were for the greater good because your actions just don't affect yourself. If this was like a trauma bond or a toxic relationship, the greater good is also for your children, your community, your ancestors, generational curses. Some of you guys had to go through this suffering for the greater good of your future, for the greater good of your lineage. Willpower. So that goes back to what are you willing to sacrifice? Do know the things you sacrifice is not going to be easy to let go. But your willpower. Willpower is connected to what? The solar plex chakra. Go listen to some solar plex chakra music frequencies. Sound healing is a very real thing. But with you using your willpower to go ahead and sacrifice the things that no longer serve you, things that feed into your low self-esteem, your insecurities or doubts, things that keep you held back, this is how you're going to truly come into the self-love. Today's message is all about self-love and love being the foundation of an empire you're trying to create. I hear spite. Make sure you guys aren't building a business, building a foundation, or coming into this energy to spite somebody else, because then again you end up losing sight of the real goal. I don't know. I also see resentment. Some of you guys could be resentful, or if this is resentful towards another human, or maybe resentful towards the Most High and ancestors. It's okay. It's okay to admit it. But I see surrender. Surrender this resentment. Surrender this grudge. Surrender this anger. Surrender this hate. Where's my card at? Where's my ego card at? I don't even know where my ego card went. But I had an ego card right here. Ego. Surrender the need to control, be right, heard, or validated. Surrender the ego and the unnecessary baggage. Holding a grudge is like drinking a cup of poison every day, expecting the other person to die. It does nothing to them, and it does everything to you. Surrender it to the Most High. Surrender that betrayal. Surrender that confusion. If it was psychological abuse, physical abuse, surrender it to the Most High so you can come into true healing, so you can finally be able to love all things, so all things can love you back. If you choose not to surrender, that goes back to my last live. I was just talking about low and high self-esteem. You're feeding your low self-esteem. You're feeding your demons. You're feeding things that weren't meant to hold you back for life. They were only meant to teach you lessons. When you refuse to surrender to the Most High, and you want to take matters into your own hands, you want to be able to do the karma, you want to vindicate yourself, you find yourself in a hamster wheel. Because clearly you have not outgrown the lesson. You have not outgrown the lesson when you're matching energies. That goes back to my clients. We don't cheat back. We don't ever cheat back. Cheating back is the most inauthentic thing you can ever do, because either you're a cheater or you're not. If you're not a cheater and you go out your way to do something that's not a part of your character, you are being inauthentic to yourself. You are washing up and draining your essence that are inside of you. We don't cheat back. We leave in silence. Those who cheat back end up having soul ties and just so much other shit. Surrender it. Surrender the need to be vindicated through humans, and surrender it to the Most High. You get this healing energy, y'all. I'm telling y'all coming into some true, powerful, love the life you live and live the life you love. You guys are coming into some true, powerful transformations. You guys have not wasted 2025 at all. 2025 was solely about the journey and renewing your strengths. Sometimes, I said this in my last live, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom and shatter. So when you put the pieces back together, you put it back together a little differently. And then from there, it's literally only up from here. Renewed strengths after some type of mental, emotional, and spiritual breakdown. After some time of sitting in some type of suffering, confusion, loss, and hopelessness, this renewed strength is here. And it's like you guys are catching a second wind. Anyways, dance with the stones. This talks about movement, teamwork, and partnership. This goes back to trustworthy support, and do not allow your past to define and dictate your future. If you go around being untrustworthy towards every single body, you are going to sabotage the anointed beings that were put on your path. Eventually, one day, you are going to have to trust somebody. The saying, don't trust nobody, that's an incomplete saying. The saying actually goes, don't trust somebody more than you trust yourself. When you trust yourself, you trust your judgment skills, you trust your intuition and discernment, then you know the very first time your intuition tells you to leave a motherfucker alone, you won't question it and you will leave them alone. If you struggle with trusting yourself and you struggle with your intuition and your discernment, that goes back to what do you need to sacrifice to eliminate the low self-esteem, insecurity, and paranoia in your life. Because you can confuse intuition with insecurity. Like you could confuse fear with intuition. Sometimes that fear-based shit that crosses your mind will never happen. It's false evidence appearing real. What are you willing to sacrifice so you can be able to trust yourself more to meet more anointed beings? We are humans. We are meant to have teamwork. We are meant to connect. And with Dancing with the Stones, it's going to take some type of teamwork, partnership, movement. For the greater good, man. For the greater good. All right, what other cards? I'm so mad I had to do a part 2. I would love for this to all be in one line. I'm going to figure it out, though, even if I have to upload it on YouTube. A lot of people don't know that I have a YouTube. I've been having a YouTube since 2021. I just neglected it. But I still have it, and I might post my part 1 and part 2 on YouTube. So it's just easier to post, so people ain't got to find part 2 or part 1. Anyways, continuing on. Self-acceptance. Signs and reminders. This whole reading has been about you got to trust yourself. You got to love yourself. You need to raise that self-esteem up. You need to redefine your core belief. Your faith is a reflection of your fears. Your fears are a reflection of your faith. You're so close to a breakthrough. So close. It's just there's something here you still need to sacrifice. Attachments, addictions, environments, people, whatever it is. But once you surrender, whatever it is you have been striving towards, it's going to come to you so easy, to the point that you might get irritated like, damn, I should have did this a long time ago. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen, man. Life is a journey, not a destination. I do see, expect some people from people that you have blocked, people you don't communicate anymore with. Expect these people to be trying to reach out to you. Someone definitely trying to call you private. I do see that there is a lot of envy here. This envy is just not feminine energy. There's a lot of envy coming from masculine energy. And then my next card out is Pray Harder. Damn, being real gets you hated, intimidation, and fear. Y'all know how many people hate me, but would never have the balls to admit it out loud because of how many people love me? Like, motherfuckers hate real. Being real gets you hated. Maintain faith without knowing the outcome right now. You guys definitely have some envy eyes on you. Continue to pray harder right now. Spiritual attacks are being a little up, but I also see renewed strength is here. Self-love cripples the enemy. Self-love cripples the enemy. It is not vain or arrogance to love yourself. You know what's fucked up? Dimming your light to make other people comfortable. Every woman, every man, everybody on this planet should love themselves. They should love the way they look. They should love the way they dress. They should love their hair. They should love their nails. They should love everything about themselves. But the moment, and this is the reality we live in, because they talk about pretty privileges. No, truth is pretty hurts. Pretty hurts so fucking bad. So many people be like, oh, you're so pretty that... it's not even that. It'd be like men. Men would be like, oh, you're so pretty. I know you just have a whole bunch of niggas. There would be men that won't even approach you because of how pretty you are. Pretty hurts real bad. Pretty gets you bullied throughout school too. Pretty makes you fight throughout your whole life. I'm saying this to say this. Everybody has the right to love themselves. But when there's someone who's actually beautiful and they have self-love, they're considered vain or arrogant. And when there's someone who's below average, which is an illusion to me, that has self-love, they get all the support. Because that's the reality we live in. All that pretty privilege shit will only get you so far. The truth of the matter is being pretty on earth hurts like a motherfucker. And that's why there's a lot of pretty people with low self-esteem. Everybody got demons, man. Everybody in the same kitchen fixing different plates. Which just means everybody fighting the same shit. It just may not look exactly like your shit. More story is being real gets you hated. Being pretty gets you envied. Pray fucking harder and don't dim your light. Do not dim your light, man. Because that's what they want. And if they gonna hate you either way, you might as well live free. Tune out the background noise and separate yourself from people who bring this to you. That also goes to jealous ass friends. Bad company corrupts good character. Come on now. What's this say? This whole live, and my part 1 live, all about self-love, man. Self-acceptance, self-love, no longer walking on eggshells and dimming your light. If you were on a planet, one of you, there's nobody else on this planet but you. You would be pursuing the things that you wholeheartedly love. You will be living the life that you wanted to live unapologetically. You will wear the crazy clothes and you will do the crazy hairstyles because there would be nobody else on this planet to judge you. But when you're on this planet and you got naysayers and dictators and people who's judging you, now you're dimming your light. You're dimming your authenticity to fit in or to blend in or not stand out. And why? Because you don't want to get ridiculed. I'm telling you, these people don't like themselves. So why the fuck would they like you? And if they don't like themselves, why the fuck would you want their validation? This validation shit is the biggest illusion on earth. You don't need nobody's validation because it's been told a million different times. Every time someone's on their deathbed, every time someone reaches 85 years old, what's the first fucking thing they talk about? I wish I would have experienced my freedom. I wish I would have pursued this. I wish I would have never let this hold me back. Because everybody's worried about what other people think. The moment you stop giving a fuck about what other people think, that's the moment you experience heaven on earth. You can't experience a soft girl life, a peaceful life, heaven on earth, when you're constantly worried about who you're triggering and making mad. Fuck these people. You're gonna be hated either way because they hate themselves. You can't pull love out of hate. You can only pull hate out of hate, which just means for someone to hate you, they already have that shit built in them from some shit you know nothing about. When someone's incapable of hate, it's because they have too much love in their heart. You can't pull hate out of love. You can only pull hate out of hate. And if these people are already hateful beings, why do you need their acceptance or their validation? This renewed strength is here. You guys are on the rise, and I see that the choice is yours. Dimming your light and playing small, trying to be humble, that shit's gonna make you finish last. God don't need that. Imposter syndrome. It's time to break out your shell. And again, it may have took a lot of rejections, defeats, and a lot of drama. Guys, it took a lot to possibly get to this strength. But you're here. You will be soon. Let's put some shadow work cards. The unknown. Uncertainty is the only certainty there is. Surrender, curiosity, and faith. I be knowing, I'm telling you, man, I do not be pulling shit out my ass. Move in faith without knowing the outcome. Surrender. How many times surrender came out? This is talking about surrendering the ego. It's all about ego. Ego is the devil in your life. It's ego. Because it's also ego's the reason why you won't pursue the life you want to pursue. It's egotistical as fuck to worry about what somebody else thinks of you. Egotistical doesn't always mean materialistic and self-absorbed. Even though that is self-absorbed to be like, oh, they're thinking about me. They're worried about me. They're thinking about me. That's self-absorbed too. There's two sides of everything. It's ego-based as fuck. Surrender to ego. Walk in faith, man. Redefine your faith. Higher self, Jesus, Virgin Mary, Gaia, universe, whatever it is, you better make sure you believe in that shit authentically. Next card out, anger. Your expectations are not met, creating frustrations. Express it in a healthy way. Release, growth, and balance. This was talking about the resentment earlier. Some of you guys had expectations of things going your way. We're 6 months into the year. Maybe you guys had expectations to be a lot further than what you really are right now. Maybe you have expectations from God. I don't know. But these expectations, and you're suppressing this, because some people don't like to admit when they're disappointed with the Most High. Shit, I admit it all the time. Because that's a real connection. There's no such thing as a perfect connection. Because there's no such thing as perfect people. You gonna be mad at the ancestors if it's real. You gonna be mad at the Most High if the bond is real. Just like you gonna be mad at your man and your girlfriend if the bond is real. Why? Because we get irritated. We're human. We have emotions. It's not about the emotion. It's not about the feeling. It's about what you're doing with it. If you guys are adapting a victim mentality and you're wallowing in self-pity, like, whoa, it's me. It's always me. I'm always growing through this. Why can't I be like this? Why can't I be like that? Listen, let me tell you. Y'all be watching them BBC documentaries. I hate that shit is called BBC. But that's the name of the station. They be talking about Indonesia and child brides and like shit that be going on in China. Y'all don't be watching shit that's going on overseas. You will stop talking about America. Yeah, America's a bully ass state, but do you really want to be overseas? Do you really want to be overseas? Women still don't got rights over there. They don't got no fucking rights, and there's so many documentaries about them. Oh, you don't want to be in them cities. So, or them continents. So it's like, instead of having this self-pity, like, whoa, it's me. It's always me. I always feel last. That's low self-esteem shit. That's very fucking selfish. When on the other side of the road, there's a 12-year-old girl that just got sold to a 40-year-old man because that's what's normal in their culture. Child brides. It's selfish as fuck to think that. My favorite metaphor is every single day, a deer has to wake up and run for her motherfucking lives. Why? Because every single day a lioness needs to feed her baby. So it's a lose-lose for somebody and a win-win for somebody. But you think that deer and that lion ain't got it hard? Humans have it the easiest on this planet, especially Americans. Especially Americans. It's just motherfuckers, it's just, people be so stuck in their own world, in their own trials and tribulations, in their own things that they've experienced. They forgot it's a whole nother world out here. And what you may consider bad, I promise you it could be worse. Every time I go through my bullshit, there's people my age that having heart attacks, cancer, paralyzed. There's kids my son's age. And these mothers are losing their children and have to bury them. A pain I never want to experience. You better get out that self-pity mindset before God shows you how bad it can really get. Y'all need to be able to surrender whatever anger you're holding. Admit it. Acknowledge it. Tell them I'm disappointed. But that self-pity mindset is going to defeat you every time. You can't win with self-pity. Self-pity does nothing for you. It does nothing other than pissing you off even more. Nobody feels bad for you, man. As fucked up as it is. Next card out is powerful. You guys are powerful. You have powerful faith, powerful intuition. So you have powerful ideas, a powerful voice. Your actions are powerful. There's something's powerful about you that has been suppressed and dimmed for so long, but you're coming into your power. I see. My next card out is smile more, show gratitude. It could be worse. Lose the victim mentality. Some of you guys can start resonating with 444, 414, 404, 434. Yeah, you have profound change that is on the way, and you ain't even going to see when it comes. Old ways won't open new doors, and this is what the ancestors keep getting you ready for. You think you're being ignored. You think you're being neglected, but no, you're being charged up. The next card out is the unknown. Unmarked territory, unclear path, lack of clarity, uncertainty. You're not supposed to know when miracles come because then it's no longer a miracle. It's an expectation. You have miracles coming your way, but you need to be open to receiving them. You need to make sure your past rejections, disappointments, and defeats aren't sabotaging these new blessings that the ancestors have in store for you. Life purpose and truth. The profound change is you turning into who you were meant to be all alone if you would have never got distracted. The unknown is you reaching a potential that you never thought you could reach. Reaching a level of discipline, self-love, and self-care. It's just all about how much you trust the process and how strong your faith is during this process. I'm about to get off here, though. Next card out is unseen patterns. Change your thoughts, change your life, your belief. Reprogramming. Escapism. Detach from daily struggles and relax, but don't use it as a form of avoidance. Relaxation versus facing reality. Finding the balance. Alright, I'm going to pull a few more cards and I'm going to get off here. And I guess I'll have part 1 and part 2 on my page. I'm going to find a way to possibly run it concurrent. I don't fucking know. Independence. Break out of bondage. Embarking on your journey. The journey to self-discovery. I already started to read it off talking about this. Discovering who you are. The process of self-awareness as well. I could have sworn I pulled another card out. All right, one more card. And then the unspeakable. And these are talking about your mental health. Suffering from mental health. And you adapting the inner strength to overcoming obstacles. Some of you guys need to realize you're strong and brave enough to save yourself. It's okay, man. No one's coming to save you, but it's because you're strong enough to save yourself. And that's exactly what you're doing. I started the first live, which I hate that I have a part 1 and part 2. But the first live, I started off talking about half the collective is about to redefine their faith. And they're maintaining their loyalty to whatever practice they have. The other half is running scared. They can no longer handle the obstacles, so they're willing to evolve backwards and continue to push forward. And you know what? We all have free will, and there's no right or wrong way to live life, but only the fool reaches the successful outcome, because you do got to be a fucking fool, man. You got to be halfway crazy to have crazy faith. You do. Regardless about what's in front of you, regardless of the proof and evidence, you have to be just crazy enough to still have that faith to see the outcome, to still manifest the outcome, whatever the case may be. Yeah. And you guys are grieving. You're turning pain into a power. As you're grieving your old life, you're getting ready to transform. This is like down here, this is the caterpillar in the transformation process. But the outcome is you turning into this butterfly. Good luck is on your side. I don't believe in good luck. This is highly blessed and favored. Being favored ain't fair. And I keep talking about beauty. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you weigh. And I don't care how old you are. You are beautiful. And it's time for you to stop dimming your light and playing it safe, because that's how you're going to miss out and sabotage your blessings and abundances. What's the bottom of the deck? Bottom of the deck is karmic justice. The scales are being balanced. This is why it's okay to go ahead and surrender what people have done to you, because they are going to reap what they sow. But you have to understand their karma is none of your business. All right, and then I'm going to pull this deck and end it. I might pull this deck too. Ooh, composure. Keep your composure right now. It is you versus you. You versus your reactions. You versus your responses. You versus your triggers. You cannot control what other people say or do, but you can control yourself. And that control within yourself is what's going to dictate and determine your growth, your karma, and the outcome. Self-love, holy love. Sign up with yourself first. All right, I'm going to pull this card and then I'm going to end it. The cycle breaker. It ends with you. And this is why some of you guys had to sit in that suffering. This is why some of you guys had to sit in that torture. It could be as simple as generational trauma. And nobody in their family ever loved themselves before. No one in your family ever had high self-esteem. Fake confidence is a real thing. People can have fake confidence all the time. You can look good as fuck and still have low self-esteem, man. But you're having something authentic about yours. And because of that, this is what's making you more powerful. And this is what makes your journey a little bit more bigger than you. It's not just about you. Yeah, it's your life. Yes, it's your journey. Yes, you're the one that has to go through it. But it's not about you. It's about your generation. It's about your children. It's about your community. It's about your ancestors. You are powerful. And I don't care if you're like a janitor at an abandoned school. You have a purpose. You have a future. And it's like, if you give up now, that future will never be discovered by you. So I see being favored ain't fair. Some of you guys need to actually acknowledge that you are your own devil. You are the devil in your own life. And when you get out of the self-pity, you'll finally get out of self-sabotage. Anyways, this concludes your reading. Please like, share, comment, or follow, guys. And until next time, peace.